crafters, welcome back. I thought I'd switch things up this week. Instead of doing a tutorial, I'd take you along with me and show you how I sneak crafting into my everyday chaos. This week I worked on a weaving, and spoiler, I brought it everywhere. I brought it to gymnastics practice, school pickup line. I even brought it with when I volunteered at my daughter's school as the hallway monitor, which led to some interesting comments from the kids. So if you ever feel like you don't have time to create, this one's for you. Kicking off this week's project at gymnastics, I'm trying to bring this little loom with me everywhere, so I tossed it in my big old bag. Put some essentials like yarn, scissors, a little weaving needle. I still feel way too awkward to film in front of people, so I just took little bits and clips of my progress as I sat there. Maybe one day I'll get some courage to film, but I'm also trying to think of like some secret way to do it so people don't notice. I give props to anyone who can film in public like that. This is more my speed, parent pickup line. I sit there for about 20 to 30 minutes. Usually I'm doing bills or going through emails, stuff like that, but I decided to bring along my crafting bag. Vlog as you go is a new concept to me, so we're working through kinks and the volume wasn't working here, so I don't know what I'm really talking about here. I think I'm explaining to you of the craft that I have in mind. I'm wanting to do a weaving with just a plain background of all white and then have a pop-out flower. I'll get better as I go, so stay with me. This is probably a good place to kind of introduce myself and my channel and what I'm all about. I'll probably say we a lot, but it's just me. Kind of more the idea of the channel is just a community of crafters bringing real crafting into the world opposed to just clips and fast transitions of starting a project and then all of a sudden it's done, because let's be honest, that's not realistic at all. For me at least, I have about 10 minutes here, 15 there. Sometimes I have an hour, but mostly it's interrupted with playing with my daughter, getting something she needs, working on other household things, doing the mom thing. So I just wanted to document the real life situation of being able to craft for a few minutes every day or a couple times a day, normalize crafts that take up to a week to finish or longer. Just more wanted to bring a community together, share what we're all working on, send out a couple inspiration crafts or tutorials. I was thinking eventually once I get a few items made, I can have a collection drop. I had a shop that was a make to order kind of a thing. I decided to pivot this year and kind of restructure everything. Do more of a collection drop once several things are already made. Fits in a little better in our life currently, and that way it helps prevent burnout too. Taking breaks to play. Here you caught us enjoying the nice weather, sitting outside. Sometimes she'll plop down beside me and do a little crafting herself, and sometimes she's just doing cartwheels and jumping on the trampoline. I enjoy crafting because it kind of slows me down, takes away some anxieties from your normal life, brings some known peace to my day. Later on in the week, the school had testing for the students and needed some hall monitors. Suggested bringing a book or something to do, so I packed up my craft bag and plopped down in the hallway. I had a lot more curious kids than I was anticipating. Who knows if they were just trying to avoid being in testing, but one kid asked if I really enjoyed knitting, which I found amusing. I had a couple teachers stop to ask what I was doing. Just explained that this is called a loom and I was hand weaving. And then there was the clogged toilet situation, which I had to call back up, and being informed that some had to go number 2, which I didn't need to know. I was able to finish the flower up over volunteering. The next day was Good Friday, so we had no school. Headed off to the carnival for some fun. I was excited they were in town and were blown away by their show. We had a nice Easter, starting off with a fun egg hunt. Followed up by a little kite flying in the afternoon, thanks to the Easter Bunny. We had a perfectly windy day. sun came out the following day, so decided to bring my crafts outside and soak in those rays. Here's what we're starting with. I'm kind of just making this up as I go. That's usually what I tend to do when I'm crafting. The containers you see me grab the cord from are from previous projects. I like to save most of the scraps and challenge myself to reuse them in new projects. Usually I'll separate them by color and sometimes length just to keep it easy. When my containers start to pile up, then I challenge myself to make a project to use them up. Little intermission playing with my daughter. There was a couple of ways I could have went about this project. I could have weaved it all the way up and then tried to make a flower on top of the base. Or as I did here, I just made the flower first and I'm weaving in the background around it. This way just made sense to me. I've seen other people do it the other way. I'll probably try that eventually. If you're someone who weaves, which way do you do? Or have you made anything like this? Again, this is all kind of trial and error for me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I realized in the beginning of the weaving, I used shorter pieces of cord, which was a little harder to maintain a uniformed look to each line, opposed to when I used a longer piece of cord. The wrap around to the other side or to the next line up looks a lot more clean. I know the more that I practice, the better I'll get as well. This one's for my daughter. She claimed it first. Surprise, surprise. No, just kidding. I love that she loves my stuff. Does anyone else have kids that claim their projects before they finish or immediately when they start? And we are back at pickup line, working away. I did get some feedback from one of my friends that she could never craft like this, like picking it up, working for a little bit, setting it down. She said that she has to start a project and be able to complete it in one sit down. So that just kind of got me thinking, are other people like that, or do they like to work in little bits and pieces? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to be able to sit down and finish an entire project, but this is a little more time consuming than I have time to do. So I guess maybe she just picks projects that are shorter. I'll have to make that a challenge sometime. 1 hour weaving. After this, I'll hang some fringe down below, cut it up into a shape I desire, and then hang it from a stick or a rod, maybe even a picture frame. This was my progress from the week. I'll have to continue this next week. And for a special sneak peek, we got to see the anatomy of our baby this week, and everything looked healthy. Thanks for hanging out with me this week. Let me know if you want some more behind the scenes vlogs like this. And if you watched this and didn't do any crafting, go grab your project, do a knot, do a row, because that counts. See you next week in another video. Keep crafting, friends. Thanks for hanging out with me this week. Let me know if you want some more behind the scenes vlogs.